behind the wheel, but this is not your first trip to New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
No, I've been here multiple times. A lot of Patriots actually. We've made the trip up here. This race actually falls in a real nice time for us because we're off in the middle of June until about the 24th or 25th of July. So this is the one we can come to. We can't come to the next one in September, but a lot of us have come to this race in the summer, and my family and I have kind of made it a yearly tradition.
Awesome. You got Matt Light, you got Julian Edelman, you got Rob Ninkovich. They've all done this before. They pass along any advice?
Yeah, Julian and Rob both said to be careful who's behind you because they said they both got tapped a little bit on a couple of those laps. So we'll see if that happens today. I'm looking forward to it.
And now you're up here with your family. You're a race fan,
Yep.
So tell me about what you're looking for on the track today.
I've been a big admirer of how much of a team sport this is, and just following different groups, and especially some of the younger guys that are coming up. The guys like Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, even Joey. I know he doesn't seem like he's young, but he is. These guys are really kind of stepping their game up. Their teams are doing well, and looking forward to seeing who comes out with the win today.
It's going to be a good one. I know we've got some folks that want to ask some questions, and you had a somewhat memorable season this past season, so let's open it up for questions. Rich, why don't you kick us off?
Hi, Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. I was just wondering, what do you think of a pit crew that can change 4 tires and fuel a race car in the time it takes to one long pass play?
Yeah, it's when we watch them do the things that they do under the pressure that they have to do it under. Again, that goes to how much of a team sport it is. There's so many people responsible for the success of a race team, and I've never lived that, but I see it every weekend when we watch them. And for us, whether it's coaches or our support staff or the guys on the field, it's kind of a team effort as well. So they have to do an awful lot of things under pressure. Sometimes with it's like calling a play with the play clock running down. You got to get the right call in, and they do an awful great job of that each week. So it's a pleasure to watch them do it.
Right up front.
At Warner's Racebar Weekly, Josh, I know Patriots fans, they're dedicated fans. They like to get here to the games early and party. What do you think overall the NASCAR experience with the fans here in New England, having the passion that they have?
Yeah, it's an unbelievable thing. We've met people from a number of different states. New England has a way of doing that. Whether it's Connecticut, Delaware, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont. I mean, they're coming from everywhere to this racetrack, and I think it's such a neat thing to meet people from all over the place that enjoy the sport of NASCAR. Had an opportunity to come here multiple times now and do some camping out and some tailgating, and the people here are wonderful. I know that because I've lived here for a long time, but to come to a race and experience a different sport, it's really something neat.
Right over here.
Hi, Amy here at Racebar Weekly. So a lot of your team is multi-talented. So who would you say that you'd like to see get behind a race car? And what do you think their nickname would be?
Yeah, I don't know about the nickname, but Brady would be as competitive as anybody. If you play cards with him, he wants to kick your butt. It doesn't matter what the competition is, ping pong, pool. But if you put him behind a race car, I'm sure he would try to master that skill just like he's trying to master the skills that are really important in his sport too.
I guess the follow-up would be, is there anyone you absolutely would not want behind the wheel of a car?
Gronkowski.
Enough said. Yeah, no doubt. Other questions? Yeah, right up front.
This teacher at YankeeRacer.com, Josh, such a memorable comeback to win this Super Bowl. How much pride do you take in overcoming that deficit and just making that happen?
Yeah, that team was a special team, and falling behind the way we did it was difficult, but the team never gave up. And our game is about perseverance and working hard and continue to fight and try to do what we can to come back in those types of situations. So it's definitely memorable. I've been a part of a few teams that have won Super Bowls, and that team was certainly strong enough in that type of situation to do that, and to overcome that type of deficit was pretty impressive and amazing. And we're going to try to go back to work next week and start that process all over again from the bottom of the mountain and see what we can come up with this year.
Josh, there were so many memorable moments from that game, from that night.
Yeah.
When you think back on that day, what do you reflect on?
When we fell behind to a certain 28-3, you need a lot of things to go right. It's kind of like getting a lucky dog 3 or 4 times in the same race. You have to be able to do those things, and we put ourselves in that hole. So we needed about 9 or 10 things to happen exactly the way that they happened, and our guys made the plays that they needed to make. So and then ultimately to win the game the way that we did in overtime and not needing to give them the ball back. It's pretty special. My 4 kids, that was the first time my 4 kids have been to any of the Super Bowls. So, to have them there on the field afterward was really a special feeling for me and my family.
That's awesome. And they're here today.
They are,
right?
They're here today.
And you might not know this, but the celebration of this victory for the Super Bowl is not technically over yet, and it will finish today at Victory Lane, where Josh will be a part of the delivery of Georgia Peaches from the GM of the Atlanta Motor Speedway, who is here on site at Victory Lane, who will be giving the Peaches to the winner as part of a bet that's being collected between the 2 GMs.
That's great.
So we're closing the door for you officially today.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It'll be fun to be part of.
Josh, thanks very much for being here. Have a great day.
Thanks a lot.